Microsoft has maintained theirs too with Master Chief, but Sony. If I have to think modern Sony, I'm going.
I think Kratos is still there.
Kratos is still there.
Well, PS4 he came back when Ragnarok came out. They brought him back.
Well, that's the thing. Kratos. If I'm looking at modern PlayStation, so modern Nintendo, modern Xbox has stayed consistent. PlayStation, I'm going to say Kratos. I'm going to say Astrobot.
Astrobot is definitely. Are we talking about like PS5 right now? Like,
Yeah. We're talking. If we're talking modern PlayStation icon, I'm saying Kratos. I'm saying Astrobot, and I'm going to say Joel or Ellie from The Last of Us. Like that's like. Right. Welcome back. We are here now, episode 16.
Icons never fade.
That is valid. So we're talking about gaming icons today, and I'm sure everyone has something that comes to mind. We'll get into all of that. We've also got our side quest that is going to be in line with icons, but we're going to pivot away from games for that one. And it is going to be a co-op mode because...
we have the Opinion King himself on the episode.
We do. Wayne is here with us again.
Hello.
And Howie.
Hi.
So we are another quad episode. Last week we had them here for our anime episode from Power Levels to Life Lessons. This week, Icons Never Fade. That's very game-centric, but with the co-op mode side quest that will also be about icons, but from a more film perspective. Our other side quest, we did Loadout a couple of weeks ago where Austin and I made our picks. We're going to do Loadout with Howie and Wayne and have them do their picks.
So it's all going to be a good time. Last week you had Scott very heavy on that.
It was a very Howie-centric episode.
It was a very Howie-centric episode. However, this one, with an opinionated base on it, may be very Wayne-focused.
That's what I'm good at.
I'd say so. And maybe not so much with the games, maybe some with the games, but definitely when we get to the co-op mode side quest.
The side quest will be very... Y'all remember episode 5 where he had a very, very big, long tangent on...
Gears of War?
Gears of War. When
we've got another tangent. Yeah, we've got another tangent.
We referenced it last week about something that came in the group chat that we're going to bring out in this co-op episode.
But to be fair, it's Chase's fault.
Justified.
It is not my fault.
Justified tangent.
Yeah.
It is a good tangent because everyone's on the same page except for Chase.
Except for me, yeah. So it's an episode for me to get dogged on. So all of you that messaged me about how much I got dogged in episode 5,
welcome to the Rumble.
16.
So with all that being said, again, like you said, it's a side quest.
Yeah.
It's going to be about movies. It is a co-op mode for this entire episode, but let's go ahead and get into our story mode.
Jump into the story mode. Icons never fade. All right. So in talking about icons and gaming, I think everyone has something that comes to mind. When you think of gaming icons, I mean, what's the first thing? You know, what's the first thought whenever you think of a video game icon, character-wise?
Cloud Strife.
Cloud Strife, of course. Final Fantasy VII, Cloud Strife. Okay, I mean, that's a video game icon. Kratos, God of War.
Kratos is a good one.
That's fair. Okay.
And Master Chief, probably.
I was going to say Master Chief. Like, if I think about it, Marcus Phoenix.
Lara Croft.
What's Marcus Phoenix from?
Gears of War. But like, if you think about it, though,
like,
for the split second, I thought he was serious. I just looked over like, what?
I'm just antagonizing.
But to be fair, though, I mean, Master Chief is more iconic than Marcus is.
I'm not
so blind that I can't see that.
Well, no, if you look at it and you say, like, Xbox iconic character,
it's Master Chief.
Everyone's going to go Master Chief. I think that's pretty obvious.
But you know what's messed up? And this happened in the console wars. This has happened in so many episodes. You say Master Chief. You said also kind of Master Chief. You say Cloud Strife. I mean, who was the first video game icon that you all didn't say? And I wasn't going to say. Like, I was going to say...
the very first one?
This is Howie's toddler answer. So, okay, go ahead. Who's the very first one?
Always got to be a toddler.
No, what are you going to say?
Chase is going to try to find... Chase is going to say Snake.
No, he's going to say freaking Mario.
Yes, Mario is...
But we were kind of talking about, like, iconic characters. In my opinion, like, this was more us talking about iconic characters, like, across the consoles. Like,
oh, yeah.
Like, Cloud is very PlayStation-centric.
Yeah, but
icon.
But no, what I'm saying is, like in the console wars, like how many times did we forget about Nintendo because Nintendo
We just hadn't got there
because
yet.
Nintendo is its own thing.
Nintendo does not belong in the console wars.
You said console wars. Nintendo's like that third world country that's like, don't hurt me.
They're friends.
Like, they're just staying over there like, we make kid games.
We're
make,
neutral.
They are
like
they are
friends.
100%
To be fair,
friends.
though,
They did not come into the
but
console
to be
wars.
fair though, whenever you go into any gaming store, there is something Mario in every.
So
gaming
I mean,
store.
it's
So
not
I get
Mario.
I get what he's
Mario-
getting.
Yeah. Now, what were you going to say was the first? You going to talk about the ball from Pong?
That would be
Snake from
Snake
the,
from Snake.
from the mobile game.
No. Frogger. Let's not forget about my boy.
Yeah. But no, I mean that's fair.
But I
mean,
will say that. But like, I think like if you're talking about, I think I'm thinking more overall gaming. Everyone knows Mario. You go in a gaming store, you're going
yeah.
to see a Mario figure. Of
I
some
watched
sort.
the Mario movies.
The Mario, exactly like the original.
The
new
original,
ones.
yeah.
Yes,
The
and
live action.
Yeah, and we'll talk about characters that have made that jump. But I will say, I mean, what's funny is Master Chief, Microsoft, without a shadow of a doubt. Mario, Nintendo, without a shadow of a doubt. It's funny you say Cloud because Cloud is totally affiliated with PlayStation, but you can access that on everything now.
Yep.
Mario is still explicitly Nintendo.
They'll never let that go.
But
Oh, they're never gonna
Master
let him
Chief's
go.
about to make
Master
that jump
Chief's-
too. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
But he's still a Microsoft icon.
which that goes like actually, we kind of answered two questions here because
Yeah,
your
I
next
was gonna
question
say.
was
Yeah,
about
well,
like,
and that's the next thing was really what do we think are like not so yes the key icon for PlayStation let's do PlayStation in a minute. I think we all agree the key icon for Microsoft is Master Chief. Like yes, we can appreciate Marcus Phoenix.
Yeah, but I mean, I know. Like I said, I'm not so blind to know everybody's going to say Master Chief.
yeah, but overall, like
I think the most.
Well,
I
so do
wouldn't
you
say the
think,
most,
in
but
all
the most
seriousness, though?
well-known.
So,
I
Scott,
mean, who are you going to say is the most?
Well, not the most, because I mean, like you gotta think every time they have like one of their big shows or something, and they always do those like snippets of like all the big games they've ever done. Marcus is in it. Master Chief's in it. I'm just saying, people will probably mostly know Master Chief because
well,
that's the
do you know
most
something that
played
I
game.
like? I don't know if this is a good take or not. Like, I know you said Final Fantasy, and like I know you're saying like Cloud. I think it's an argument that the overall like PlayStation icon is Nathan Drake.
Yeah, I was going to say the reason why I want to start with Microsoft is Microsoft I think is the easiest in saying
It's
Master
got the
Chief.
least amount.
But PlayStation, like that's the thing. Cloud Strife could easily be PlayStation.
Kratos is a
Kratos is PlayStation.
Yeah,
Nathan Drake.
Nathan
But
Drake.
it's always a biased opinion because I would have honestly said if he wouldn't have said it, I'd have said I'd be Cloud. You'd probably be Nathan Drake. You
well,
know,
and I think the generations are different.
And Wayne,
too.
like we all know, like Wayne's made a comment. What was it like 2 weeks ago in the group chat that you put a comment like, if you load my PlayStation up, the only games it's going to be on is God of War.
Literally, the only game on my
Right.
PlayStation is all the God
well,
of Wars.
and
Yeah.
that's the thing. I think it's different. Like the thing that I think is unique is Microsoft's mascot or whatever. Master Chief, Xbox. Master Chief, 360. Master Chief, Xbox One. Master Chief is still affiliated with Microsoft.
Right, I'll agree with that.
Nintendo, before we go back to PlayStation, Nintendo, Mario, of course.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey
It's
Kong
Link.
is another one. Link is another one. Like, there's several.
That's a good argument too.
And I would
Like,
say,
that's
and frankly, you could say.
well, every console has multiple.
Well, and that's the thing.
Xbox is the one that is, like Wayne said, Xbox is the one that
Xbox found their goat and they ran with it.
Because with Nintendo, they have. So Microsoft has really their one goat they've always stuck with. Nintendo has their collective of goats that for every generation, you've got Mario, you've got Zelda, you've got Pokemon, you've got Donkey Kong,
a Yoshi.
a Yoshi. But on PlayStation, I would argue on PS1, the PlayStation icons were like Snake, Metal Gear Snake, Cloud, Final Fantasy, and like Crash Bandicoot. Like that's what I would argue were
Was Spyro exclusive initially?
on
No,
PlayStation.
on the
yeah.
first, like if you go PS1, you would take Cloud out because that was very niche and people like me, fans would bring that up, but I would put Laura Croft in his spot.
That's true because
That's a
There's
good
way
argument.
more
Well,
people.
yeah.
that
I will say,
because the only other system at the time that Tomb Raider was really on was the Sega Saturn, and very few people played.
I
the
will
Sega
say, if
Saturn.
you go the PS3, like 360, you're definitely still Master Chief for Xbox. I think Nathan Drake is your one.
PS3 without a doubt. Well, and then you got Sackboy.
Sackboy,
Sackboy
yeah.
jumped in.
Sackboy.
And
Well, that's
PS3.
like PS5. You're
Kratos was in. At
yeah,
that point.
Kratos.
Well, no, Kratos.
That was
so-
PS2 though.
PS2.
PS2 Kratos.
Yeah, we skipped over
skipped
PS2.
PS2.
If you go PS2,
If you went generationally, it would switch.
Yeah.
Like the only one that doesn't switch is Xbox.
Yeah,
because
Xbox,
original
yeah.
Xbox is
Halo,
Master Chief,
and then
Xbox 360, Master Chief.
Yeah.
They're still using it on the Xbox One. They were still using it on the Xbox Series X.
Yeah, because PS2 era, I would say definitely Kratos, like without a shadow of a doubt. And then I would...
Yeah, I don't think you could argue that.
And honestly, I would say Dante from
Devil
May Cry.
Yeah,
Devil May
that's
Cry
true. I'll
was
give that.
exclusive to PS2. And maybe Sora from Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, well, that's like its own little
I
bubble.
know.
Well,
but when it
what did
started,
you play-
it was just PS2, though.
What was
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's expanding out. I'm just saying like most
so that
people
era,
that got into that
era
was
too, though.
Disney
Okay,
people.
I have
Right.
another Microsoft one for that era though, because originally it was Ninja Gaiden Black, wasn't it an Xbox exclusive?
Yeah,
and it
that
was
is
huge
true.
on the Xbox. So
Yeah, but
right?
it didn't touch
Ninja
Master
Gaiden.
Chief.
It didn't.
No.
Ninja Gaiden.
It wasn't even close to Master Chief.
Whatever. You get what I'm saying? Tomato, tomato.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Like
But no, I
you
didn't
don't
think
even
of-
read stuff, and you want to try to correct
I
something.
didn't even think about that. But no, that is a good example. But then yeah, PS3 definitely Nathan Drake comes into play. Sackboy, but
again, Xbox was or 360 was
Master Chief.
Master Chief, and that's when you had Marcus and Dom,
Yeah,
and
yeah. Because I can't really think of. I mean, I wouldn't like. They have good games, I guess, but not icons. And Nintendo is just consistent. They have the same icons.
it's always
Yeah.
Donkey Kong. It's always
and
Mario.
we forgot
it's
about
always
Kirby. Kirby's another
Kirby,
one.
yep. Kirby's
but,
one.
Yeah,
but-
Kirby, they rotate the same four and general ideas and move.
Yeah.
Y'all
And-
forgot Mega Man.
Oh gosh,
Mega-
Mega Man would be Sega.
It'd be Sega, right?
He would be Sega, but then
Well, yeah,
he made
but-
the jump to PlayStation.
Yeah. Well, see, I didn't think about that.
Well, you gotta
got
think
the-
Nintendo's got Sonic now.
Yeah.
Well, and that kind of goes to the next question. Actually, we talked about.
But real quick, before we go to the next question, since this is very GameStop centric, we got to talk about Buck the Bunny a little bit.
Dude, I forgot about Buck the Bunny.
Can we just talk about Buck the Bunny real quick?
I will say,
Good. We're talking about games. We're talking about GameStop.
Well,
This is a game. This originated because we worked at GameStop together.
well,
Buck the Bunny was hilarious.
what's
and they even
hysterical-
came out with a game.
I know. And what's hysterical about Buck the Bunny is like I've posted some of our content on TikTok that's GameStop centric. I've pulled up old Buck the Bunny commercials, and I dub our voices over the for the pod over a Buck the Bunny commercial. Those were hysterical.
Oh, did you? I must have missed that one.
Yeah, I've got a couple of the Fat Princess one
I had
where
to
he's
find
pulling
those.
the Fat Princess down and she
Yeah,
lands
but
on
I
him.
didn't see those.
Yeah, Buck was games in my opinion. Like that was the
If GameStop needed a mascot,
they need to bring him back.
they need to bring. I mean, I don't think anything's going to salvage them.
If
at
we're
this point.
if we're arguing mascots being brought back, I need the Chihuahua back at Taco Bell.
Hey,
yes.
now the funny thing you
Like,
bring up fast
Yo
food.
quiero Taco Bell.
I was
Yeah.
actually gonna bring up the fact to be like, the most iconic icons ever.
Yeah.
They had a Burger King game. They had a McDonald's game, and when you got the kids' meals, they gave you the games to go on the consoles.
because that was when
Yeah.
I remember a couple weeks ago we were talking about achievements, and
Oh,
we were
Ronald
talking about the
McDonald.
original games. Those McDonald's games, whenever you
No,
had the
they were the Burger,
Burger King
Sneak,
game.
Sneak King.
Sneak
yeah,
King.
yeah, and there was only 5 achievements, and you could get them in like 20 minutes.
And it was
Yeah.
1,000. It's
Yeah.
still 1,000 points. Yep.
And when you did
I forgot
achievement
all
hunting,
about
those are like
those.
the crazy ones.
I forgot all about that. But no, I mean, actually, before we go to developers, since we talked PlayStation, I think if we look current, so before we move past the big three and we get into developers, the big three Nintendo has maintained. I would say 100%. They haven't added anything new. They've maintained their same icons that they've always had. Microsoft has maintained theirs too with Master Chief, but Sony. If I have to think modern Sony, I'm going.
I think Kratos is still there.
Kratos is still
Well,
there.
PS4 he came back
I
when
know.
Ragnarok
I
came
know.
out. They
But-
brought him back.
Well, that's the thing. Kratos, if I'm looking at modern PlayStation, so modern Nintendo, modern Xbox has stayed consistent. PlayStation, I'm going to say Kratos. I'm going to say Astrobot.
Astrobot is definitely. Are we talking about like PS5 right now? Like, that's
We're
what you're
talking.
saying?
If we're talking modern PlayStation icon, I'm saying Kratos. I'm saying Astrobot, and I'm going to say Joel or Ellie from The Last of Us. Like that's like
They're definitely with 2 and stuff. It's definitely Ellie. I'll agree with that. But
yeah. But no, as far as developers though, Howie had a good point in bringing up Mega Man. I mean, Mega Man and Sonic were like the staple Sega icons. I mean, and now you could argue Sonic is probably most affiliated. Yes, Sonic is on multi-platform, but it's probably more affiliated with Nintendo. I would say. But it is a Sega icon.
Yeah, Mario and Sonic. Olympics.
In the Olympics.
Mario
Yeah.
Sonic's Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. I never thought about that.
But Sega had Mega Man. Sega had Sonic. If we're thinking super, super old school, maybe you could say Golden Axe, maybe, I don't know. But Sega, those are really the only two that I can think of.
Now, your next question, though, I know we're talking about consoles right now. I think your next question is even a bigger thing. With the actual companies.
Well, yeah. The different. That's what I'm saying with Sega. Like Sega's is Mega Man.
Yeah, but
right.
Microsoft is buying everything now.
I know.
Well, but if you go through and actually think, if you think about it, when I say Square Enix, what is the first thing you think of? You think about cloud, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So that's it. But I think about Sora because
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts. That's what my first.
Well, and Square Enix, like any key Final Fantasy character, but you always have those that stand out. Cloud is hands down.
Oh, this is one for Wayne because I think he'll know.
Well,
I think he'll get his pick. If I say Ubisoft, who do you think of? Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, but
I think
they have so many different people as the main characters.
But if you take Ubisoft, but I'm saying,
but for me, it's Ezio.
That's
if
what I'm saying,
thinking about it as an Assassin's Creed character, it's Ezio.
So, EA, who do you think the EA icon is?
EA.
John Madden.
God.
Actually, he's not incorrect.
I'm not. That's not bad.
That's actually a good.
Yeah.
No,
good answer.
That's the thing. Ubisoft. Before we move past Ubisoft, you've got Altair, you've got Ezio, you've got Edward Kenway, like the assassins. But Ubisoft. Now, I definitely think that they are dropping the ball these days, really bad.
Well, we had this conversation. The last Ubisoft game I played was Outlaws.
Yeah,
it was buggy, but it was.
But
okay.
no, really, Assassin's Creed is probably their most iconic. You could argue.
Well, they've had 19 games.
Well, I think.
But you could argue any Tom Clancy game, like Sam Fisher is Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But then you get general when you think Rainbow Six Siege or when you think.
Yeah, but to be fair, I'm probably in the minority. But when I played a Tom Clancy game, I didn't play the single player.
I'm not surprised by that.
Yeah, we definitely didn't play this.
You give me Rainbow Six Vegas, I was on that all day, every day.
Oh,
but it wasn't
Vegas.
the single player.
We played a lot of that.
Well, I played a lot of Terrorist Hunt on Rainbow Six Vegas because, again, I don't mind.
It was working as a team to beat.
I don't mind cooperative.
It's like horde mode and Gears,
But no, going back to EA, saying John Madden, I say it as a joke, but honestly,
if you think of EA, that is the number one sports game.
Sports, it's in the game,
and it's the game is literally named after him.
Yeah, did you have you all seen that trailer that they're making a John Madden movie with Nicolas Cage?
Yeah,
which looks outstanding. But
EA
I would
had
say,
every sports game.
But no,
too.
EA for me, yes, John Madden for sure. But then you could go super general and say, was it Cal Kestis? Is that how you say his name from Star Wars?
Yes.
Those
nowadays, that is their that dude.
But if I think
I will agree with that.
But unfortunately, when I think of EA, I know EA's done a lot of good things over the years. I really just go to sports games.
Well, my thing is this, and this is kind of like Ubisoft. I think the other thing. So we talk about Ezio and everyone from Assassin's Creed, right?
Yeah.
Far Cry. I love the Far Cry series.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
But you don't have a single icon because in the Far Cry games you don't.
You're different characters.
There's a lot of games like that.
So you're right. You don't have a single icon. But I forgot which Far Cry game it was that Giancarlo Esposito plays the villain.
That's the 5.
That you will everything Ubisoft, you will see his face.
Yeah,
but I think that's because
but when I think of Far Cry, okay, so that's what you say, and I agree because nowadays that's their big thing.
Yeah,
I think Far Cry 3, and I think of Voss.
I don't know which one that is.
It's the dude on the cover. He's leaned down over a creek with a knife in his hand. He's got a mohawk.
Oh, yes. Okay.
That's the one I think of. And they talk about insanity.
And that's also in the marketing a lot, too.
Yeah, so that's the guy that I think of.
No,
about it.
EA, it kind of actually upsets me because they have a lot of really good games these days. But and then, Wayne brought up how Microsoft's buying everything. But I'd say the biggest studio I think Microsoft has bought, well, the biggest is Activision. But the second biggest is Bethesda.
Well, okay, but we talked about that too. If you talk, I know they're not on here, but if you talk about Activision, I think of Ghost.
Yeah,
and Captain Price
from COD. Yeah, that's the thing. Activision, what's really funny is if you would have asked me for an Activision icon in our nostalgic era, so PS1, PS2, you know who I'm thinking of? Tony Hawk. Like, straight up.
Oh, yeah. That's a good...
Because Activision was the ones who did, back then. But Activision also wasn't it Activision that did... Or maybe they do it now. Spyro and Crash. I think they do it now.
I don't remember who the original... They were... Who is... You remember?
Naughty Dog was the original.
Was the original.
Which is why I think of Crash for PS1. But I think Activision has it now.
Yeah, but they kept the Naughty Dog logo in it.
Yeah, right there.
But no, I mean, Activision...
And I don't even know... I think they got bought. They got bought as well. Do y'all remember who used to make Donkey Kong? It was Rare.
Yeah.
Rare.
Rare. That's
who are they now?
So Rare is...
They're not Rare anymore.
It's owned by Microsoft. Their icons, like
50% of what you say,
they wouldn't be Donkey Kong because that's Nintendo. Now, when people think of Rare, they basically think of two people, and it's Banjo-Kazooie, and then whatever the chick's name is from Perfect Dark. Like that's the main thing for Rare.
I know who you're talking about.
But you could also argue, you know who else? You're talking about GameStop again. You know who else Rare developed? What was one of the go-to prank calls that we got all the time?
Battletoads!
You got Battletoads? How much trading in Battletoads? Battletoads was made by Rare.
I started messing with people back and be like, yeah, I got it. How much you going to come up here and get it?
Dude, that was when 4chan first became a thing because everyone would go on the 4chan threads.
4chan was wild.
Oh,
it was a wild place to be.
It was an unfiltered Reddit, basically.
Well, speaking of EA games, I mean, that's one of the ones my kiddo likes playing the most.
Which one?
Plants vs. Zombies.
Plants vs. Zombies is EA. I forgot about
Well, there's so much that now, even though you got Game Pass, you got to have EA Play to get a lot of them.
Like
you know all the Crisis games?
Yeah.
It's all
EA.
Yeah.
Well, something that I was thinking about too, we could skip completely over Ratchet and Clank.
Oh my gosh, we did.
Like
for
Ratchet
Sony.
and Clank.
Spy Cooper.
Jak and Daxter, is that the other?
Spy Cooper on the original PS2.
Sly Cooper,
gosh.
Jak and Daxter was huge.
We did not, you know what else?
Okay, so if you go back to PS2, going back to PS2, because we skipped over all these, PS2 did have some crazy iconic characters.
See, I didn't bring a lot of those up because I figured we were just talking about
key
ones
icons
that everybody's going to know. Because Jak and Daxter, that was...
Well, no, PS2...
I don't think that was niche. I think that was very...
niche, but you could go talk to somebody and they'd be like, I don't think I know.
Do you remember going to Tommy's and we would go every time we went for that birthday party? They would be playing Jak and Daxter.
Well, and I think the reason in that PS2 era we got I feel really because now I feel like we also forgot about Spider-Man with Insomniac. But anyway,
I don't. But see,
it's
I don't
Sony
think,
and
but in my opinion, that's what I was getting at. It's Marvel. I feel like talking about that.
because Nintendo had
Superman.
Superman.
Isn't that kind of you just kind of leave those out? Like that's
Superman
Nintendo had Superman. I mean,
I forgot about that.
They
had all kinds.
They get
of stuff.
excluded. You can't factor
But
those in.
PS2 era, I think the reason why, and not just on PS2 did it, Xbox did it, GameCube, they didn't have to because they had Mario. Platformers were taking a really unique turn with Jak and Daxter, Sly Cooper, Ratchet and Clank, and then on Xbox had that Blink. There was that Ty the Tiger game.
Oh yeah, Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
Yeah, you had Spyro, Crash, platformers. I think everyone was trying.
They became the more of open world platformer levels.
Yeah, they were trying to find that formula that Mario did on N64 with Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, all that stuff, which that was on GameCube. But I forgot all about those platformers till you said that.
And so now going back to developers, who would you say Bethesda is? It
Dovahkiin?
That's what I was going to say.
From Skyrim.
So that's what I was going to say. So Bethesda, I don't think Bethesda has one that's
a specific character. Yeah,
but when you look at a Bethesda thing, you're looking.
You got the Dragonborn guy.
You didn't have a name, but you were the Dragonborn.
Yeah. And
but you think of when I think of Bethesda, the first thing that comes to mind is Fallout and some of the
Power Armor
or Pip-Boy or
Power Armor and Dovahkiin guy. That's Bethesda. Even though Bethesda has done so many other things, that's it. That's the main two that people are going to think of.
Who does what is it? BioShock?
I was getting ready to say BioShock.
Oh, that's a good one.
Big Daddy.
That's
Big Daddy. Everybody knows Big Daddy.
No, I think BioShock was EA.
BioShock was EA.
So we messed that up because he's got a perfect point.
BioShock, because BioShock had Big Daddy.
Everybody knows Big Daddy.
I was going to ask you if you remember the dude in the wetsuit, and that you were going to be like, well, what dude? And I was going to be like, BioShock. And then
it's Wayne
literally got to it before me.
Who did
It's
BioShock?
published by 2K.
Okay.
Oh.
Well, you know what? So there we go. There's another developer I didn't list down. 2K.
Yeah,
So-
but nowadays
so-
when you hear 2K,
I
it's
forget they're
basketball.
a developer.
well, you do think that, but who else did? So 2K, yes, sports, just like EA, but obviously BioShock was 2K.
2K did Borderlands, I think,
And-
didn't they?
I think 2K did in conjunction with Gearbox.
They
Yeah.
worked on Borderlands with Gearbox.
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
it goes Gearbox,
you're talking about the
2K.
newest one, right? Like the newest
Yeah,
one?
because it definitely got the 2K. But yeah, 2K is another one, though. It's kind of like EA. Like, sports game comes to mind first.
Yeah,
But then they get
yeah.
their hands in other things.
Dude,
you
Big
would- you
Daddy's
wouldn't-
one that's a good
I
point.
forgot all
Because there was a
about
ton
BioShock.
of marketing.
Well, and you
about,
know
He was
what?
on a Game Informer.
Yeah.
Well, and again, the 360 era, because that's when we got BioShock. That's when we got Assassin's Creed. That's when we got Dead Space. So that's the other thing.
Dead Space was
EA.
Mass Effect.
EA. Well, that's so. Well, EA. Before we get to Mass Effect, EA. You had Dead Space. You had Mirror's Edge. I loved
That was
Mirror's
a good-
Edge.
yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, loved it. But no, yeah, the Mass Effect's BioWare. So BioWare people, when you think BioWare, everyone's going to tell you Mass Effect. They're going to tell you KOTOR and Dragon Age. Like before it went to
But
the
see,
Veilguard.
I liked original Dragon Age. Like I
Well, yeah, that's the one they still rave about. I
Yeah,
think they
and
rave
I
about the
even-
first, the second,
so it's
and
funny.
Inquisition.
So
but
funny
Never
though,
played 'em.
because before the newest one came out, what's the newest one called?
Veilguard.
Basically like Mass Effect.
So they did
but
a
fantasy.
they did a podcast, and it was a story podcast, just following the story of somebody. I listened to it when me and Becca were on a trip somewhere, and we were driving. So that's what I listened to, and it was fantastic. She even liked it. Like she was like, "Is there any more of that?" And I was like, "No, it's done." But it was to lead up for Veilguard.
yeah, well, and it's funny. You already mentioned it. We've talked about a bunch of iconic characters.
Yeah, but you're missing a couple big ones.
Well, I mean,
what?
there's some
Leon
older
Kennedy
ones too. There's Leon
And Chris Redfield.
We completely forgot Capcom. Yeah, so Capcom.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
true.
because you
Which
got
we're not going to cover every
But
single
Capcom,
one. But
Capcom,
Yeah, but those
Capcom's
are
also
huge.
because
No,
even back
you're
in the
right.
day
But-
you had.
I mean,
Capcom's
new
Turok.
Resident
also
Evil
Sonic.
coming out in a couple weeks.
Capcom's not Sonic.
Is it?
Sonic Sega.
Sega,
No,
that's right, yeah.
but Capcom is.
I thought they ended up
so
buying Sonic.
PS2 era. I said Dante for PS2.
Yeah.
valid. However, that was made by Capcom, and now that Devil May Cry is cross-platform, yeah, Capcom. You've got Leon, you've got Chris, you've got Dante.
It's just not. That's kind of getting into the next one though, because it's more like it's not exclusive to like
a certain console, or
it's everywhere.
Now,
it's
that's
just
still
franchises.
that's still developer centric. But you mentioned it earlier with Bethesda, like they don't have iconic characters, but they have iconic
Games.
games, or not character centric. Because you said Ghost, you said Captain Price for Activision, but for me, like yes, I will think of those two characters, but like a General Soldier. I would think of with Activision.
Something
or
else,
EA, General Soldier for
There's
Battlefield.
a lot of things like that, like the Far Cry people. Like the covers are iconic. You know the cover of Far Cry.
Yeah, if you say
Well, like-
Turok, everybody knows who Turok is, but they can't tell you who the characters are.
even going like Blizzard, like you see an orc. That's the first
No,
thing.
no. Blizzard they're like fairy tale. Every character's a main character in that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but you see an orc on a Blizzard game, you're like, okay, that's WoW.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
the thing. People
You
who
see
are
what I'm
not
saying?
people who are
Yeah.
not fully deep into WoW. I'm not going to know what these specific characters are, but I see an orc, I know it's from WoW.
Yeah.
And there's so many other games that it's not about a specific character. Like I would argue Resident Evil, yes, Leon, yes, Chris, but you see a picture of one of the zombies from the OG games, you'll know it's Resident Evil.
Well-
I mean, they just have iconic generic.
The only thing that I think you can argue with WoW, for some reason, everyone knows the Lich King.
That's what I was going to
Arthas.
say. The Lich King.
Everyone knows the Lich King.
Well, because like they've made so many different games with all those characters, you could say that I seen an orc and seen Blizzard. WoW, not anymore. Could be Hearthstone. It could be
That's a good point.
something
though.
of the Storm.
But I'm saying
I forgot what
anything
it's
that's
called. Heroes of the Storm. They've got so many different games because they're trying to get in everybody's pocket. They've got your League of Legends type now. They've got your card
Yeah, and that's
battle.
Riot.
You've got your Command and
There's so
Conquer.
many. I mean, like,
because they've got
especially-
StarCraft.
like if we wanted to go through every company and name
Oh,
their
yeah.
we could be here all day.
But,
That's
yeah.
not
No,
what
but
we're
the
doing.
thing is, when you take the niche aspect of gaming away, like for World of Warcraft, someone walking down the street isn't going to know any like that. Oh, this could be
if it
Hearthstone.
popped
This
up on
could
a
be
sign in front of them.
where most of the characters we've talked about thus far, like if they were to see, like I could argue people would see Leon Kennedy. And would, because those have been made into movies and have stretched into
Well,
other
that's what-
aspects,
that's what I
they'll
was gonna
know.
say.
They would have an
you
idea.
know.
Well, I was
Yeah.
going to bring that up. So now speaking of a couple of them that we've said now, speaking of another one, franchises that are so iconic, they actually made a TV series or a movie or something like that. World of Warcraft, they made a World of Warcraft movie.
Which I still need to watch. But
It's actually, I did not hate it the way people hated it.
Well, that's because you didn't play World of Warcraft the way they played it.
Well,
yeah, that's true.
Well, and here's the thing. In general, we've had the conversation already. I enjoy pretty much everything at some capacity. I have opinions, but for the most part, I enjoy everything at some capacity. But the most recent Resident Evil movie was complete and utter trash.
I didn't see it because I heard it was bad.
Oh, it was god awful.
It's so bad.
But Howie brought this up first when we were talking about the very obvious icons. Mario. Like, look, I have no idea what the first video game-based movie was. I didn't Google that and plan ahead. But the Mario movie, the live action
one,
with John
Leguizamo.
Yeah,
I think that was the very first video game because they put money towards it.
Yeah, it had John Leguizamo, Bob Hoskins. He passed away. But I loved that movie.
It was a great movie.
It apparently bombed, but
people are split on that movie.
But
like
that's the thing.
Split.
It's one of those cult classic things because now everybody looks back on it and they're like, "Why did people hate that movie?"
Yeah,
you can come now to kids now, or 10, 11-year-old, they won't even know that movie exists.
Nope.
Oh no! Well, I saw a girl the other day was explaining a house phone and didn't know she was. She was like, "What if we had a phone in the house that everyone could use?" And everybody's like, "Oh my god, how old am I?" She's talking about a landline. Oh my god!
One of those things that make us feel old.
And then, Last of Us. I haven't seen it yet.
Oh really?
Yeah, reason.
Yeah, there's been so many video game based movies, but I feel that formula that The Last of Us found with the TV show formula was perfect.
Well, I don't know. I only watched the first season.
Here's
but I also didn't play the games.
It's new enough that I won't spoil it.
Here's my thing.
So, I'm not gonna watch it. Probably.
Last of Us. Well, yeah, but some of our listeners might, so we're gonna not.
Right.
Yeah.
But Last of Us is one. But they kind of started that little kind of going where, the Halo.
It was bad. Can we agree with
the first season wasn't
horrible.
We watched the first season together. The first season was
okay. I mean, it was worth watching, but
season 2 wasn't great. Twisted Metal though.
Oh, I love that.
Twisted Metal.
I have not watched that one yet.
Oh, that show is so good.
Twisted Metal's wild. It's good.
To be Anthony Mackie does fantastic.
I love Anthony Mackie. Plus he's from New Orleans.
And Samoa Joe is playing sweet too. With Will Arnett's voice.
I thought that was I think they should have let him do the voice. Like, I get why they did
it.
It's so much better. I know. But,
the TV show format, though, like The Last of Us, critically acclaimed. Fallout, critically acclaimed.
That's what I was going to
say.
Fallout's another one that's
haven't watched season 2 yet because I'm trying to wait on it all to come out.
It's rough trying to watch episodes.
Yeah.
I've watched the first 3, but I'm waiting. I think the finale just recently aired, so I've got to blow through.
Yeah, I was trying to wait on it all to come out so I could just binge it all at one time.
Fallout's one though that
I wish they would delete the Halo that they did recently and do that one that they gave episodes for the game when it released. That little mini series they did that came with the game. That was so much better.
Now we're gonna go and we'll talk about one that they're starting to release. They've released it a lot.
God of War.
This is Wayne's. What's who's playing Kratos? What's his name?
Adam Hurst.
Fantastic.
Ryan Hurst.
Yeah, Ryan Hurst.
No,
fantastic.
There it is.
And
I've heard it both ways.
We'll get into some of that. Actually, we've got that planned to talk about. I think in our next episode about some of the recent gaming news around that kind of stuff. But yeah, that is a good point, though. That TV show format.
Yeah.
We're seeing that with God of War. We're seeing that with Tomb Raider. But, there's so many movies that people, criticize and say they never got it right. You think of the old Mortal Kombat movies. People criticize those.
Well, even the new Mortal Kombat movies, I liked those. I like the old ones.
I like the old ones. I like the new ones. Frankly, when we talk about Resident Evil, the most recent one is trash. It's utter trash.
Yeah.
And it's not many movies will I say is utter trash. I love the ones with Mila Jovovich. I love.
Was that the original ones?
They could have been trash.
Yeah,
I loved them. So just touching base on how you like everything and you hate the people that go it wasn't like this. The only thing that I'll say is the reason if I get upset about something because it didn't follow the material is if you say you played Metal Gear, you love that story, right?
Oh yeah, 100%.
I go watch the movie and they completely. I'll come talk to you and be like, man, can you believe that Snake was trying to bomb the world? And you'd be like, that's not how that goes. And no, dude, it was in the movie. It got to follow it. No. Well, I mean, it's just a movie, you know.
Well, we
like
talked
if they
about
don't
that,
stay on the source material.
We can get to that later. Because that's not just that. That's any time. That's like.
I mean, books are the same way.
Books
when they make.
And I think to Howie's point, I have always said like I don't like going to see movies with people. And there were people I used to see movies with, Marvel movies, and Transformers movies. And we'd be standing outside the theater, I'd be outside smoking, and all they did the entire time was tell me how wrong it was and how inaccurate it was. Now, I can say confidently, if they made a Metal Gear Solid movie, I will have my opinions on whatever they do, but considering how much I hate people that do that, I wouldn't do that. Like,
well, I just hate when
I can tell you when it
destroys
when
the
it comes to this God of War
it.
show, I'm going to be critical. I'm letting you know.
I love it. The Last of Us show, like they changed some things, but I loved every second.
Yeah, but and then the last thing we'll talk about before we wrap up our story mode and get into side quest, because our side quest is going to probably
it's going to get a little squirrely when we get into the movie stuff.
Think about the merch and stuff that they started putting out with these, the collectibles. Was it me and you talking about it that they had you found a statue or saw a statue?
Yeah, Kratos statue. It's like $1,600. But sitting on a chair with the blades and stuff, like a throne.
Yeah,
well,
I would love to have it, but I can't pay $1,600.
And if that tells you anything about icons, like there you go. Like Sony, if you're looking for like whoop ass statues and stuff, you're gonna find Kratos. You're gonna find Nathan Drake.
You're gonna find Master Chief for
Halo.
Have you seen how much that Cloud Strife on the motorcycle's going for right now?
No.
If you bought the collector's edition of the remake, it came with that motorcycle.
Oh yeah,
I got for $400. That motorcycle is now going for like $3,000.
Yeah, and the thing is too, I find funny about from icon perspective. Now I know that amiibos, which we've established Austin has a whole tote full of.
They're multi-use.
They actually serve a purpose, like electronically for the games. But the idea of a small little collectible figure, Sony tried that. Now they didn't have it where you got some of the game.
What was it for, though?
I can't remember. I was trying the whole time I was saying this. I was trying to think of the name, but they came on these little X icons.
They had two of them.
There were several because I had a whole set of them.
They had two separate ones. They tried the Sony one, like you're talking about, where they were on the X's with all the different ones, and then they did the Spyro with the whole universe of Spyro.
That was Skylanders.
That was Skylanders.
No, but I'm just saying, like they tried it twice and it failed both times.
No, Skylanders did very well.
No, we had a conversation about the trade-in thing that he did on that, but no,
I played the mobile game.
The other thing though about the other thing about the developers though, so we've talked about icons and all of that. So yeah, before we get into the side quest, I think it's also important to acknowledge how each of these big maybe not each developer, but at least the big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, have also marketed themselves. Like when you see a square, a circle, an X, and a triangle, like PlayStation has so much product with that branding. Microsoft, it's really limited to their Xbox X. Nintendo,
but that's all they need.
Yeah, Nintendo, it's really any of their consoles. I mean, that's kind of their brand.
Well, and that's like my first thought.
I love the lights you can get.
Well, my first thing whenever I think of Nintendo is like now you have the Nintendo in white with red around it, like they do. But I think of the GameCube opening.
Oh,
when you turn
dude, William will find that on YouTube and we'll watch it and rewind it repeatedly. Makes me so happy.
I always like changing it though.
Oh yeah, how you could do like hold a certain amount of buttons whenever it loads up and it does a different kind of opening.
Depending on the game you've got in it.
Yes,
it plays that noise. Because if you do Pikmin, it's like like they're walking.
Dude, that's a whole other like
Star Wars. It did
the every console. Like I feel like we definitely don't have that anymore because of the way everything instantly opens now. Like on the Xbox and the PlayStation,
just straight to home screen.
You can do different things. Remember Pokemon when you put it on the Game Boy Color, you could hit. You could hit something that would change like the background color. Like it would be like if you were on blue, you could hit. Is it A? Did you hit them together? I don't remember what it is. But you like you hit buttons and it changes them. It'll go like blue, like from blue to like the older style to like red to like this like yellowish.
PS1 will always be my favorite opening ever.
Oh, agreed.
It was like a movie
starting. No, and the other
little twinkle starts.
Well, and of course I'm biased, but Metal Gear Solid 1 had a very distinct Konami do. Like I love it. Like very PS2 had a very iconic startup. Xbox, and we don't have that now because now you turn your stuff on, it just boom comes.
People don't have the patience for it.
I know. All about instant gratification.
Well, and then Xbox, and I I can't remember if PlayStation did, but I know Xbox, when you hit the button, it would make different sounds depending on what system it was.
Yeah.
Like the Halo one, it would make the noise when you hit the power
Oh,
button.
yeah, that's
That
a good
was
point.
really
Remember
cool.
the Gears of War one was the chainsaw that I
Yeah,
had?
you were talking about the iconic buttons. I almost threw a controller at Brittany the other day because she was telling Braden, she was like, "Hey, bud, just hit that button. Hit the B. Hit the B." I was like, "What do you think he's playing?" She was like,
The circle is what he was supposed to be hitting?
Yeah, but she had been helping him on the Xbox, so she thought it was letters.
Yeah. I will say, before we jump into our side quest, that is the one thing that annoys me so much about Nintendo. Like, Xbox and PlayStation, like, yes, X square, circle, triangle. We know that's A, B, X, Y. You talk about it on a Switch Pro controller, totally freaking different.
Well, it's still ABXY, they're just in different places.
Just in different places.
I hate it.
If I haven't played my Switch in a while,
it takes a minute because you're hitting buttons.
And then
wrong.
what sucks is if I play my Switch nonstop and then I switch, I get all jacked.
Well, so I was curious about that, and it's a patent. They had to switch them up because they have it patented on where it's located.
Yeah,
on the
but they
controller.
should have changed the letters.
Yeah, or something.
Yeah, but
Like,
I'm just saying they had it patented, so everybody had to switch from what Nintendo was doing with
Yeah, I
controllers.
know, but
I was like, that's so trash.
it still stresses me out. But
It stresses me out too because I can't
I
tell you how
think
many times I'll be playing Pokemon
that's
and I'll hit the
gonna-
wrong thing.
oh yeah.
So, but that's going to wrap up our short remote, I think, right?
Yep.
I
Gonna
mean,
wrap
got
up.
through pretty much everything we wanted to do. So now let's go into the fun part.
Yeah, let's jump into our first side quest, our co-op mode. So, in co-op mode today, now you could argue the whole episode is
You
co-op.
hear people laughing because of what's getting ready to happen.
so-
Oh, I'm just picturing Wayne.
You-
I got you for 3 minutes of playtime.
No, so here's the thing. Now we may not immediately get into this. We'll see.
Yeah,
But-
I mean, there's other stuff to talk about.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
In talking about icons for gaming, we want to also factor in the fact that when it comes to movies, because we've had episodes where we've talked about movies when we did Beacon Rewind and other things like that, that there are some very iconic characters in movies, iconic actors, I would say too, and then I have said, in the TV shows, in movies in their own right that may not be character specific, but then I have also been saying for a long time that the idea of the movie star, I feel, is something that died in the early 2000s. Like when I think of movie star, it's so different now. Like when I think of growing up, I would think of Tom Cruise, I would think of Denzel Washington, I would think of Brad Pitt, I would think of Kate Winslet, as movie stars. But now there's this bleed between TV and movies and straight to streaming and straight to DVD and theater. Like the only people I in my head, when I think of movie star, I still think of Tom Cruise.
You know what? That's actually not a terrible take. I kind of get that, but I think of actors, newer actors nowadays. I think of Miles Teller.
Oh yeah, Rooster.
Yeah, but the issue is when somebody gets big or have a big role,
They put him in everything.
they try to put them in everything.
Did you
whether they
leave
need to be in it or
Bruce Willis out
not.
of that list?
Huh?
Did you leave Bruce Willis out of that list?
Man, it wasn't a full inclusive list.
He hadn't got
But
there.
Bruce Willis is over Tom Cruise.
No, I said if I think of a movie star right now,
I don't think so.
No, if I think of a movie star right now, I think of Tom Cruise. Tom Cruise is still acting. Bruce Willis has his ailments. And,
Dude, I'm so
no,
sad
but
about
no,
that.
it's funny you say that because in the 80s, 90s, you had the action star that I don't think we have anymore. We had Stallone. We had Schwarzenegger.
Well, your
we
action
had
star
Willis.
now is The Rock,
Yeah,
and they put him in every movie they can fit him in.
yeah. And,
Well, I will
And
agree
especially,
that
like, kid movies.
I'm not going to argue that I think that they do overuse people. I'm not going to argue that. I love The Rock. I'll be the first one to tell you.
I enjoy the Rock movies. I know what I'm going to get.
Yeah, so I'm not going to deny it. But there are times now he's kind of he is in everything.
Well, and here's the thing. Before we go where this is inevitably is going to go, growing up as a kid, when I thought of big name actors, we got Tom Cruise, we got Denzel, we got Bruce Willis, we've got all these big names. But I ask people all the time, when you think of actors right now, in this current age, current generation, who are going to be acting for another 30 or 40 years, who is the equivalent of the Denzel, the Morgan Freeman, the Tom Cruise, the guy who played Lincoln, Daniel Day-Lewis, these very critically acclaimed, Leonardo DiCaprio, who right now, because when I think of younger actors that are going to be acting, I don't think of any.
I can't picture anybody.
The only one is Glenn Powell.
Glenn Powell's one. I think he's close.
No.
Now, if you
I'm not saying he's up there, but he's young enough. He will be acting for a long time.
No, and I agree with that. But the idea, like when I think of the people,
I think he's talking about measuring up to who he's talking about.
There's nobody up to that standard.
I can see Tom Holland going the distance.
Yeah, Tom Holland's another one. Then he's going to be acting a long
yes,
time.
But I don't. But that's what's weird to me is I don't perceive a Glenn Powell,
who's the Jim
or
Carrey
a Tom
of today.
Holland, or a Zendaya, or these up and coming who are great, by the way. But I don't perceive them the way, and maybe it's an access thing because of social media.
It could be an age thing because you grew up with
the actors.
These younger generation. You ask them. Their Bruce Willis, Tom Cruise, all that is going to be Tom Holland, Glenn Powell,
and
that's actually a good take.
The way I think about it is the way you're talking about it right now is the way our parents felt because the people that are aging out now were the young ones for them.
They had George Clooney.
Yeah,
they had
No, and I that's the thing I've asked my niece and other people and stuff, and that's usually the names they throw out there are the ones we just talked about. But it's interesting though because lately. What's his name? He was in that movie that just came out. He won an award for it. He's dating what's her name, Jenner. Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah,
everyone is obsessed with him right now, and I guess he's been doing some great work and all of that. But look, we've talked.
He was good in Wonka,
and this is talking about from an action and a drama perspective and things like that. But I don't feel like if I had to think right now, modern, up and coming, will be acting for another 30, 40 years, peak comedy actors, I don't think we have any right now.
No, I think
the only one that they try to put everywhere is Kevin Hart.
That's true, and I do.
But Kevin Hart's not that.
But
Kevin Hart's not that young. Like he's
like I don't think that we have any because for me,
to me, the only actors that I think right now that everyone's trying to put into everything is whether you hate her, love her, whatever. Sydney Sweeney. She's in all kinds of movies right now.
I mean, I like looking at her.
Yeah,
they keep putting.
But she's in a lot. I'm just saying, like,
is that who?
Yeah, but after The Hangover, he kind of fell off.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like,
no, I'm just saying though. But like they keep like
she's in.
I don't know. One of my favorites, and I'm probably in the minority, is I like Pete Davidson.
Dude,
He is funny.
And I feel like a lot of people hate him, but I think he's hilarious. Like you're not going to tell me in Transformers he was not hilarious in that movie.
Oh no, he was great.
Which Transformers
he was a voice actor.
Oh,
for one of the
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I like Pete Davidson's a good one
because the one guy from Always Sunny, I like him. And
are you talking about the one that just bought the?
I don't know his name, but he's in the Pacific Rims. He always talks like a squirrely dude.
That's Charlie Day. Charlie Day. That's who voices Luigi in the digital.
Wait, it's Charlie Day's the one that was in Horrible Bosses, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
No, so that's the thing.
He accidentally did drugs in the car.
Yes. No, so that's the thing, though. Like, peak comedy.
Well, there's actors that have had good movies, but they don't consistently put movies out.
Exactly.
Well, now, there are still actors from nowadays, like Miles Teller, like, I watch pretty much everything he's in. Like, just because I like Miles Teller.
Well, and you love Top Gun Maverick.
Well, no, I love Top Gun in general.
Well, yes, but
like, what's he been in since Maverick?
The Gorge.
Miles Taylor.
The what?
The Gorge.
Never heard of it.
What's he?
Miles Teller played Rooster in Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, he plays Rooster?
Yes.
Who's the guy that played Hangman?
Glenn Powell.
That's Glenn Powell.
He was in Twisters.
Dude, Twisters? Oh my God, he's a great actor.
But no, Miles Teller, I would argue.
And Running Man.
I would argue Miles Teller.
No, it's out.
I don't remember when it came out.
Miles Teller has a movie that is 1,000. It's his best movie.
Footloose.
That face. He was good in Footloose.
Hey, no. So again, I enjoy everything, and that remake of Footloose was fine, but it will never replace Kevin Bacon.
I'm not saying it did.
No, but that's where Miles Teller in that movie.
I know
is where he got basically noticed.
But I assume that you all saw Whiplash with him and J.K. Simmons. Because
I haven't seen it yet, but it's on my list because I saw it.
I guarantee
never heard of it.
Best Miles Teller movie.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and get this out. Hold on.
Everyone has their own opinion, even if it's wrong.
So, where do we stand? Because I'm going to tell you who my favorite action character is, and I want to know what you think.
Are we going all time or specific era?
No, just my favorite in particular. I don't know if you like him or not.
So when you think of action icon, your favorite is who?
Jason Statham.
Oh, that's a good one, though.
I mean, Jason Statham.
You know you like him.
I do. No, he's fun.
You can't not like him.
I mean, all of his movies, I enjoy them. He does the same thing in every movie, but that's fine. Like I can appreciate it. Like,
but you know who was rumored to be Kratos originally? Like when this first, like, couple years ago, and I was hoping that he did it, was Gerard Butler.
Now I would have been completely okay with a Gerard.
I
Butler
was hoping Gerard Butler was playing Kratos.
No, that would have been really good. And you know, action star wise, I forget about Gerard Butler because he's done some really great action movies. He did The Ugly Truth, which is one of my favorite comedies.
He did White House Down. Wasn't it White House Down?
No, that was Channing Tatum. He did
the other
Olympus
one.
Has Fallen.
There it is.
He did the Olympus.
But there was 3 of them.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, but again, it goes back to the idea of the movie star. Like Gerard Butler's huge, but I don't see him as a movie star. Like I don't know. It's a weird perception thing.
Yeah.
But
yeah. But going on to what Chase has been trying to get onto for a minute, but we kind of kept going on tangents. When we speak about comedy in general.
Well, before we go to comedy, so he said his action icon, and I guess if you all want to chime in on action icons, you can.
Or
too.
Liam Neeson. Clint Eastwood.
See, if you go super old school, I would argue our parents' generation of action.
Yeah, but
icon
Clint Eastwood, movie star.
would be
Clint
Eastwood.
Eastwood is up
Yes.
there.
Not even Clint Eastwood, but if you go you got to ask yourself, did I fire 5 shots or 6?
Oh yeah. Well, I didn't know.
Like,
I didn't know for years. Like I loved the 80s and 90s. You know, the Die Hards, the Terminators, the Rambos. And how they had all the all the quippy,
Rocky.
Yeah, all the quippy
yeah.
one-liners. I didn't realize that originated with Clint Eastwood until my mom was like, "You got to watch Dirty Harry. You got to watch." But no, so yeah, I would argue Clint Eastwood too. But for me, my action star will be Bruce Willis, like without a doubt. Like,
Yeah,
that's what if we're going all time. I understand he's not acting now, but all time, like I love all of his action.
That's how I am with Statham. Like that new movie is going to be the same thing as all of his movies.
But you know what you're going to get.
But I love Jason Statham.
Dude,
Meg was not a good movie.
Which one?
Or Meg? The Meg?
Meg 2?
Both of them.
I like the first one.
Did you just say they're not a good movie?
I mean, it's kind of cheesy, dude.
Well, the second one's supposed to be cheesy. Like, they actually come out and say it's supposed to be the old school.
But Statham, whatever Statham touches is fantastic.
I think
the reason I like the Meg, the reason I like the Meg so much is it's got giant
I really like The Rock. I'm not gonna lie, I do.
Yeah.
But again, The Rock has kind of been oversaturated. I'm not gonna deny that, but he's still one of my favorite people of all time.
He to me is kind of like Jason.
He puts out a good product.
Well,
yeah, it's a good product.
To me, it's Jason Statham in the sense that if The Rock is now, I guess The Rock is trying to branch into some Oscar buzz.
The one that he just came. Well, that's what I was going to say about Gerard Butler.
Machine.
So the thing is, I think it's called The Machine.
Yeah.
Is that really the boxer?
Yeah. It's over the.
It's not called the. I can't think of the name of it right now, but it's getting Oscar buzz.
Yeah. So what I was going to get at is the thing about like Gerard Butler. Gerard Butler is a action star in my eyes, but he does very well in the other movies where he's not. Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunter was a comedy with Jennifer Aniston. He did P.S. I Love You with Hilary Swank. Great chick flick. He did The Ugly Truth, which is a comedy.
Okay,
he does How to Train Your Dragon as well.
Yeah.
So he's very, very versatile. That's why I wouldn't put him like in an action star category because I'm thinking of people who just do.
There's a guy
and I
that
acknowledge that Bruce Willis didn't just do action. Jason Statham pretty much does do action. But no, outside of action though, yes. Let's go ahead and pivot to.
Yeah, we need to talk about some comedy stuff.
Hey, Keanu.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's another one that's not
he's
straight
not
action.
just action. He's done so much other stuff.
No, he does other stuff, but
let's be real.
what was
John
the
Wick
movie
is
that
what he's known for.
And he actually trains
we went and watched
all
it when
that.
it first came out in December. He was the angel.
Yeah, where he did something a little different.
Yeah.
I forget the name of it. But no, Keanu's a good call because he was known for Neo, but then he did all kinds of random stuff
and then
until he found John Wick. So yeah, Keanu is another kind of iconic, but he's done so many other things.
Oh yeah,
like even straight to DVD, straight to streaming.
Yeah, but I'm horrible with actors' names. That's why I don't ever touch base on those. There's a guy that I always confuse with Gerard Butler, and it's not Gerard Butler, but he did Gladiator?
Russell Crowe?
Russell Crowe. There it is.
I don't know how you get those two confused.
Yeah, they don't even look alike.
Oh, dude. Yes, they do. Back when they were in their like movies of doing that, if you look at them, you get those two confused.
No, but that is a good point, though, in the fact that Russell Crowe...
He was in a movie that was really good about the drone strike.
Okay, you know what?
That was Body of Lies, I think.
Body of Lies.
Back in the day, you can kind of see it.
No, but I mean, that's the thing. Again, you talk about iconic actors and stuff. Russell Crowe with Gladiator... He did The Beautiful Mind. That was a huge, big deal.
Yeah, he did a lot of stuff. But
Master and
a
Commander.
lot of action stuff.
Yeah. But no, so getting away from action, getting away from drama, I said already that I just do not feel like there are any whoop-ass comedy consistent actors. And look, we had a whole conversation about this in our group chat the other day. For me, the absolute GOAT for all things comedy related, like for me, will always be Jim Carrey.
Wrong.
Will always be
Wrong.
Jim Carrey. Ace Ventura.
Wrong.
Liar Liar.
Wrong.
Dumb and Dumber.
Wrong.
The Mask.
Wrong.
All of those are
Lizard.
like absolutely.
So this is the other thing. We're going to go ahead and
This
say,
dude's gonna sit here and act like Will Ferrell doesn't exist.
So here's the thing about Will Ferrell. All
He's
right.
better
No, so
in
Will,
every aspect.
so Will Ferrell.
This is the opinionated part that we talked about.
So I am a fan. Again, I pretty much enjoy everything that I consume at some degree. However, in the event that there is something that I don't enjoy, I can appreciate it for what it is, but I'm not going to continue to consume it. Will Ferrell is one of those. I watched Anchorman and Talladega Nights because everybody raved about
Because
it.
they're some of the best movies ever made.
I
Everyone
thought you
raved
said you
about
didn't
them.
watch Talladega Nights.
I did not. I got a little bit. I watched Anchorman fully and a little bit of Talladega Nights. I didn't finish Talladega Nights because Anchorman I watched because everyone was raving about Will Ferrell. I didn't like it. I watched the whole movie. I can appreciate it for what it is. I didn't like it. I gave Talladega Nights about 30 minutes and then I turned it off.
Imagine going through like hating Buddy the Elf.
That's what I said, man. Like that's my first thought when I. So
Yeah,
many
see-
good ones like that. Blades of Glory.
we just switched off the
Talladega
topic
Nights.
of like comedy people that'll be acting in a while. If he doesn't like Will Ferrell, he don't like Andy Samberg.
Andy Samberg's the SNL guy?
Same comedy.
I don't think I've even seen anything he's been in. So I don't even
Dude,
know.
Lonely Island.
He did That's My Boy with Adam Sandler, as a matter of fact.
Well, I will say, Lonely Island, I love Lonely Island. I don't think I have seen
Wait,
anything.
isn't that?
How do you like The Lonely Island? You hate Will Ferrell.
Is Will Ferrell performing in Lonely Island songs?
He just did a musical with Ryan Reynolds like last December.
What does Ryan Reynolds have to do with Lonely Island?
Dude, they're singing and performing. That's what I'm saying. But regardless, dude,
But
the
they're-
other guys
they're
is
the
like
same
peak.
comedy.
It has Samuel L. Jackson, The
Guys
Rock,
is hilarious.
Mark
The
Wahlberg.
other guys is fantastic.
No, and I understand that. But it's just one of those, like,
I think the overall take.
I will say...
Will Ferrell's better than Jim Carrey.
I think Will Ferrell's better. Now,
No.
we're not going to sit here and say Adam Sandler's not better than both.
Adam Sandler, I would say...
Oh, well,
Is-
older Adam Sandler.
Older Adam Sandler is
Old
peak.
Adam Sandler is
Billy
peak.
Madison, Mr. Deeds,
The Waterboy.
The Waterboy.
But Adam has went to more, like, he did Uncut Gems. He's went to more serious stuff. He did Uncut
Yeah,
Gems.
which
He
I
did
haven't seen Uncut
the
Gems.
one where he's the
It's a
basketball
good
coach.
movie.
Is it?
Hustle.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Hustle.
Are you talking about
Uncut
Adam
Gems.
Yeah.
But see, I'm going to argue that old Jim Carrey, I may put above Sandler.
I don't.
Like,
You're
to be honest.
so
That's-
wrong on
That's
so many
wild.
levels.
In Living Color, Jim Carrey?
Yeah, I mean, yes, not that. I mean,
this is
not
the
that
thing.
old Jim.
We
Carrey.
wanna
I'm
make sure
talking-
everyone
I'm talking
understands.
Liar,
We're-
Liar, Ace Ventura.
Oh,
like
you're
that.
talking movie wise.
Yeah, I'm talking that era Jim Carrey.
We're not. Our take is not saying Jim Carrey is bad. That is not what we are doing by any.
They are just saying that they think Will
We
Ferrell
all
is better.
think-
I love Jim Carrey.
But-
But to be fair, it's like I told you. I think Jim Carrey makes comedy more for PG-13 type crowd. Will Ferrell's more on the R-rated spectrum.
Well,
Will Ferrell's right on the edge. Like
Yeah.
Will Ferrell plays that edge.
now,
like
now-
old school's the perfect
yeah,
definition
now
of that.
I will say, and actually Austin brought it up in our group chat, as far as Jim Carrey, me, myself, and Irene was really foul and was funny as all get out. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to throw all this out the window because this did not come up in our group chat the other day.
he's
and
gonna start another argument.
No, it just popped in my head. There is someone comedy-wise that I put above all of them and will always be the top. And it's probably
Chris Farley?
It's probably because he's dead, which sounds
Chris-
so
Woo!
morbid.
We've
No,
had this conversation.
nope, not Chris Farley.
But no. Oh.
Robin Williams.
Ooh.
But again, it's a different type of comedy.
Yes, but the
Because
thing was,
if you
everything
watch
he
his
did,
stand-up-
Miss Doubtfire, I mean,
Well-
all of that was younger crowd.
but
Not-
the reason why Robin Williams just popped in my mind is yes, everything he did in film was very age appropriate and nothing foul or whatever.
Yeah, but you
But
listen to
his
his
stand-ups-
stand-ups.
No, every,
But hold on, you didn't involve stand-up in this.
No.
everything he's ever done was funny.
We're
though.
talking
But
movie icon character.
Yes, but every single comedy that Robin Williams was in absolute peak.
We're not gonna, but again,
it was able to blend a lot of different things.
Scott made this argument whenever we had this argument about best comedian and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did say Chris Farley.
He said Chris Farley. I'm not gonna deny that Chris Farley was not fantastic. But when I think of movies, and I've seen Tommy Boy, I've seen he did when he was on SNL. I've seen a lot of his SNL skits.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Ninja, Black Sheep.
Yeah, I don't remember the name of it, but I have seen those movies. To me, older Adam Sandler is still just it's fantastic.
Yeah, Billy Madison, Waterboy, Happy Gilmore.
Well, the reason I brought up Chris Farley is even Adam Sandler said it, and most of everybody else that hung out with him, they said if he wouldn't have passed away,
Billy Madison.
He would have. Well, yeah, but he said if he wouldn't have passed away, everyone said that he would be the peak comedian of the generation.
And the thing is, like when I watch a movie, I don't generally seek out a comedy. I will say that. I don't go out of my way to seek out comedies.
You just come across it?
Basically. Like,
I like comedies.
Comedies are probably the first thing I look for.
No, you look for a lot of horror movies.
Well, yeah, horror and comedy are my
I spent the majority of my life action, like just...
So
people would call them just dumb action where you don't have to think. That's what I pursued for a long time. Then I went through a massive chick flick phase, watched nothing but chick flicks. And I don't say that in a derogatory sense. I just romance movies and things like that.
Well, it is a category.
Well, like the one with the proposal was fantastic. Is that the one with? Is that the one with Sandra Bullock and Ryan Reynolds?
Yeah.
That movie is
around the fire with
fantastic.
Betty White.
And you know what? Movie star wise, Sandra Bullock's another. Like we don't see her do a whole lot.
Okay,
these
so
days,
Ryan Reynolds is up there if you think about it now.
Well, and here's the thing. Somebody called me on this. I used to make the argument on why I didn't like Will Ferrell, that he plays the same thing in every movie. Someone immediately said, dude, you love Ryan Reynolds. And I'm like, well, yeah. I said, he plays the same thing in every movie.
Yeah, he does. Like, it's the same exact thing.
So
it's just like we were talking about with Statham. Like Statham plays
the same. I stopped using that argument against Will Ferrell.
You can't ever use that argument because the fact that they get cast is the reason that's what they want.
So, I think Wayne's probably going to be the best one to ask for this. So, who is your... So, we're talking about icon character. We have an iconic comedy character, or iconic action-adventure character. Who's your iconic horror character? Like, horror... Like, not character, but like actor. Like, who is in a lot of the... It's got to be one of them that plays like Michael Myers or something like that,
Probably Hamill.
Mark Hamill?
Yeah.
Really? Does he do a bunch of voices and stuff or
something? He was Jason. Wasn't he?
Mark Hamill was not Jason?
No, who was Jason? Who was Jason?
Are you saying the guy that plays Jason?
Yeah.
I was saying Mark Hamill is Star Wars.
No. Somebody with that name that's close to that played Jason.
See, I don't watch horror at all.
Well, that's why I said
there's a lot of horror movies that are good, and they get the tag of horror, like slasher movies, right? But then you got ones like Scream. Well, Scream is a slasher in the sense, but it's like a mystery thriller type thing.
Austin, pull up, because I feel like probably one of the most iconic, from what I hear, horror actors these days is Justin Long. Like, if you don't know who
is he?
If you pull up a picture...
I'll probably know him if I see a picture.
Apparently, all he does now is, like, horror movies. Like, he was in Jeepers Creepers, and that guy. Like, he shows up in nothing but horror movies.
I haven't seen a movie with him in probably 2 years.
Okay.
He did, he did.
And I watch every horror movie that comes out.
Yeah, that's the one genre. If there's a genre that I don't watch,
fantastic.
Accepted was it?
Oh God, there's so many people that.
Play
Jason.
He was also. There's a whole.
Yeah, there was one with an H.
But I think
because he did autographs at a con about 10 years ago. He was there. He's the original Jason.
Hotter Ken Kersinger.
I don't know. It starts with an H. I thought it was Hamill, but
I will say, despite
okay, so if we're not talking about actual actor, but overall, like, character, do you think Jason's a bigger character than Michael?
No.
Michael or Freddy's probably.
I don't know. The three of them.
I'm just saying, like, we're going through the genre.
So that's the big three.
Well, that's the thing. Even
Freddy, Jason, Michael.
For me, someone who doesn't watch horror, that's the exact same three I think of.
It's the sweater,
maybe Ghostface,
the hand or the sweater that Freddy has. The mask of Michael, the mask of Jason. Yeah. That's the big
three.
Well,
and I think now,
but if you're looking at like good series, like Saw is up there now. Yeah, they're rebooting that whole franchise. They're restarting it all. Blair Witch was good, but it was filmed from the POV. The doll. Yeah. The Conjuring series. That is the best. That is the best horror series I think to ever come out.
Well, here's the thing. The thing you brought up Blair Witch again. I don't watch horror, but to me, the thing that Blair Witch did, and the thing that Paranormal Activity did, they did super low budget, and their marketing was very much on the basis of it being true. And they went out of their way to market it being true. And then after the movie came out, you found out, and that's how they were so successful. Their marketing was genius.
Well, the Conjuring is the house show.
And the way it was filmed.
The Conjuring house is such a big thing. It's got the doll and everything there, so we're supposed to be going to see all that, but
and
we
that's
just haven't done it yet.
Horror as a genre has a lot of just very iconic movies, like action. Like I think all of us are going to think of the same era when we think of iconic action movies. We're going to think of Rambo. We're going to think of Terminator. We're going to think of Die Hard.
Well, we saw a bunch of the iconic ones at the con.
I think
Michael Rooker.
Well, no, not the actors, but people were cosplaying.
Oh,
you saw the Michael Myers where he was pulling around that bush and standing behind it.
Yeah, that was
You saw
funny.
the girl from The Ring crawling out of the TV because she was there.
I forgot about that.
She brought a whole
there's
TV and
there's
crawled
a
out
lot
of it.
like thriller and suspense gets thrown into horror, and it's its own category in my mind.
But then you look at comedies. We've talked basically anything Jim Carrey, anything Adam Sandler, anything Robin Williams is iconic comedy. And then we move past the comedy after those three. Then you think of like drama.
He is so wrong. It's
And-
unreal.
He just tried to move past it
He
like
is
that.
so wrong. It's
What
unreal.
Fine,
is that?
we'll put Will Ferrell in. Will Ferrell in.
Will
But
Ferrell.
yeah, but then but now as an adult, I will say I definitely consume more like heavy, like Oscar buzzworthy, like
There's a lot of thrillers and like mystery drama type movies that get, like I said, classified as horror, and they're not.
right.
But like, if you want a good thriller, like it didn't get much publicity, but that movie Carry On Netflix, so good.
With Taron
that was a
Egerton,
good movie.
that was an outstanding.
It got
movie.
no publicity.
You know
I
what?
I love
That's a guy that might end up being
Taron Egerton. Yeah,
because he was really good in Kingsman. He was really good
Kingsman,
in.
Robin
we watched
Hood.
something else.
He was
What
in
was that TV show where he was undercover? Like
Blackbird.
that was good.
fantastic show.
Yeah, Taron Egerton.
Another
is
dude
one.
that's really good.
Yeah, I forgot all about that. Yeah, so there's a lot of up and coming, folks. But I will say the one genre that I don't feel like there's anyone up and coming is comedy. In my opinion,
There's not. I don't think.
I mean,
not that I
really.
can think of off the top of my head.
Well,
Yeah.
you think of like
One of the big stables that's been there forever is Seth Rogen, and he's not even in them anymore. He's just producing them, basically.
yeah, and I had some of the issues with some of his movies because there's so many weed jokes I didn't get them, because I don't partake in any of that, so I never got the jokes. But the thing is, like Jay and Silent Bob has a bunch of weed jokes, and I love those movies.
But
Yeah.
but Seth Rogen as a producer or director, like when he did the movie with the 4 kids where their drone got taken by the high school girls.
I don't know if I remember.
Oh
that.
my
Oh,
god!
Neighbors too. Yeah.
No, it wasn't Neighbors.
No, it wasn't
It wasn't
Neighbors.
Neighbors.
what's the
It
movie?
was
I don't remember.
it wasn't
the
Good Boy.
name.
Good Boy was the dog movie, which was good too.
Because
By the
that
way,
movie was really good, and then the movie where he made where everybody in Hollywood played themselves.
yeah, This Is the End.
This is the end. That was
That
good.
This
that
is the End
was
was good.
funny.
But
Dude, that had the twist in it when Channing Tatum took the mask
Oh
off
yeah.
Channing Tatum.
But see, that's the thing. There's so many, and before we wrap up and move into Loadout, the thing about comedies, I think the reason why there's probably not up and coming comedy or really really big, frankly, I just think that there's a lot of things that were funny or could be gotten away with back then that can't now.
Well, a couple weeks ago,
Sausage Party.
Yeah, but like one of the movies I would love to see another one of, like 100%, is Rush Hour. Like I love the Rush Hour
can't
movies.
just
yeah.
replace
They
them, though.
couldn't do it now.
Well, supposedly
I-
they're making another one.
Talking about Rush Hour, that's just another genre that they did a lot of them for a while. Is the action comedies?
Yes.
Where Rundown.
Rundown, my favorite rock movie.
The only problem is we
I
would
love
never
the
get
Rundown.
another Rush Hour because Jackie Chan had already said he hated making those movies, so he won't do another one.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that, but no, I mean they're talking about they're
No,
like gonna
he
get.
he did it in an interview. He said the most movies I hated was Rush Hour. He
Yeah,
said he
well,
regretted.
I think
making
it's a
them.
little different than what's been coming out here recently, but I just don't think that they'll be able to pull that off when you think about what made those movies so
yeah.
good, and you think about the way things are now. But no, the action comedy, the buddy cop thing. You had Cop Out with
Yeah.
Tracy Morgan and Bruce Willis. You had
Ride
Rush
Along.
Hour, Ride Along. You had what was the one you just said? The Rundown.
What
which
was
the
that
Rock
one
and
where
Roll.
they,
I don't know.
dress
There's one
up?
that's called Step Brothers.
What was that?
That somebody
that
just
was a
can't
good
stand,
one.
and I'm pretty sure that's considered a buddy comedy.
Well, it wasn't Ride Along. It was like
He's
Ride
got a
Along.
point.
What was the one where they dress up as cops for
The
a
other
Halloween
guy's the
party?
buddy
Let's
comedy.
Be Cops.
Let's Be Cops.
Yeah, that one. Was
Let's
good
Be
too.
Cops was out.
Do you know another one that he switched? But just talking about comedy movies, Jonah Hill and
Oh, Superbad?
Superbad.
Superbad was an outstanding
And
movie.
now, I don't even know, has he been in a movie recently?
He's so skinny and stuff now. It's unreal.
He's pivoted to a lot of, and actually talking about Miles Teller, he did Jonah Hill and Miles Teller, War Dogs.
War Dogs, yeah.
That was based on a true story. Very good movie.
A lot of our comedy movies, though, came from not actors, but they went to comedy shows and found comedians to become actors. That's how Jim Carrey and all got their stars.
I think that's another thing.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, so, ultimately...
Good boys.
Yeah, ultimately... Obviously, there is a difference of opinion when it comes to comedies. Fortunately, we do see eye to eye on some other things, but
real quick, sorry to interrupt you. Where do you go on the sports movies? Like the heartfelt, true story,
like
Remember
the Titans,
Coach Carter,
Are
Remember
you
the
asking
Titans?
me what my favorite sports movie?
No, like
of all
do
time is?
you have an opinion on them?
So
Because you think video games, like sports games, are not real, which is wrong. But
so it's true. But when you mentioned that you were talking about Blitz and Street, I'm cool with that. But the idea of Madden and stuff, no. But no, sports movies. No, I love them. Right? I love sports movies. Remember the Titans is one of probably my favorite movies. I mean, as far as sports movies, it's definitely probably my favorite.
Is it only the true story type sports movies, or
do you like Angels in the Outfield?
Angels in the Outfield is outstanding.
See?
And do you remember, there was a movie back in the day, same era of Angels in the Outfield. It was called The Rookie. The kid with the arm.
Rookie of the
He had
Year.
an arm, and he was like, "Jump!" We threw the ball really fast. No, I do like sports movies.
Big Green.
Okay.
But I will say the ones based on a true story, probably I enjoy the most.
Like, have you seen Hoosiers?
So I have seen Hoosiers. Gene Hackman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have seen Hoosiers. I'm not a sports person, but I believe the fact that a Hoosiers movie exists, it's about the
There's going to be another one.
There's going to be like a sequel that's on this most recent IU football team. Because I love this story.
It is movie worthy.
Yeah,
it really
100%.
is.
Yeah.
So no, I do like sports movies.
Okay. Because Coach Carter is like epitome. Like I've seen that
Sam
movie
Jackson,
so many times that
Coach
I can
Carter.
quote every line
Coach
from that
Carter
movie.
was good. Gridiron Gang with Exhibit and The Rock
what's
was
the one
good.
with Timo Cruz where he stands up?
Our biggest fear
phrase.
is not that we are inadequate.
Yeah.
Our biggest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure.
Yeah, no, I do like sports movies, which ironically enough, because we did say it, even though we're going to cover it, I think in next week's episode, Ryan Hurst, cast as Kratos, was in Remember the Titans.
And to be fair, like I've not seen anything that man's been in. Not a single
we
thing.
had this conversation.
I've never seen Son of Anarchy. I didn't watch the Ed Gein thing.
There's one guy that could be really funny if he went back to what he used to do before he started becoming like one of the action stars.
Yeah.
The guy who plays Reacher.
Oh yeah,
He was stat in Blue Mountain State. If he would just go to comedy, he would be.
Yeah.
Well, he
would
just
be in
did
that
the one
running.
with Kevin James.
Yeah, it bombed. But
I liked it.
He
Man, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
That was so great.
I was
though,
laughing the
about
whole
State.
time.
But let's wrap up this side quest. We knew we were going to spend some time on it.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
why we
yeah,
did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So
So let's
go
ahead
to
and-
the next one.
Yeah, we're going to go ahead and jump into our next side quest, which is Loadout. So this one, if you remember from a couple weeks ago, basically we had a list of various things to describe kind of the perfect evening. Not necessarily locked behind a nostalgia wall by any means. But Austin and I gave our picks. But this time we're going to get Wayne and Howie's picks.
We're gonna we can either do it one way. I can just read the question and then just you all answer one at a time,
That'll
whichever
work.
way. Just don't talk over each other when you're giving the answer.
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So the first loadout, you're gonna pick a snack. Your choices are Doritos, Oreos, gummy bears, Cheez-Its, or Fruit Roll-Ups.
Oreos.
Nah, I'd go Cheez-Its, I think.
I just like Oreos.
Like any Cheez-It?
Yes, any Cheez-It.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, Cheez-Its.
All right, so Oreos for Howie, Cheez-Its.
Specifically the white cheddar ones.
Yes.
But dude, they're gonna get all okay. But you had when we
No,
did
the
that
white cheddars are kind of like the ones they won't get dust like Doritos either.
Okay.
Yeah, no, don't.
Yeah,
I feel like they still had the stuff.
You
on
think I'd be okay
no.
with white cheddar if they were going to do
And
some
I'm
Doritos?
big on grabbing the bag and dumping. I'm a dumper.
That's-
It doesn't have the dusting on them
Yeah.
like that. They bake the cheddar into that
So
one.
all right, so Oreos and Cheez-Its, and now you're gonna pick a console. But your console choices are PS2, Xbox 360, N64, PS5, and GameCube. Now we had this whenever we did it on ours. This is in a group setting.
Yeah, think of us all getting together down here, and we have
we're
our
hanging
loadout
out.
to chill.
What we're gonna do?
Oh, it's going to be 360.
I would say 360 out of the options
So
you gave.
see, I think I said GameCube on this one.
He did say GameCube, and
But
I
it was
said
because-
and I said PS2.
But I in my eyes, like you're in a game or a party setting, so you have you do have party games on the 360, but Mario Party, Mario Kart.
Yeah, but like
Smash.
to me, 360 was like the epitome of multiplayer.
See, my whole brain went to you walk into your competitive stuff, and I'll sit over here and play some JRPG.
I was going to say, because like 360, you'd be sitting there playing COD,
Halo.
Yeah, I mean, we'd be just hitting every game that we've ever played.
So now we're gonna pick a movie to play in the background.
Now, what's funny about this is we're giving you the same list that we did, but this list was made with each of us in mind. So I'm curious which one you all are going to pick.
Well, like for a snack, like I told you all,
I know which one Wayne's going to pick.
I told you all like earlier, like Skittles are my snack.
Yeah.
Like I pop Skittles like nobody's business.
No.
They don't get on your hands. You don't have to worry about it.
We have Die Hard, Toy Story, Avengers Endgame, Interstellar, and Anchorman.
It's Anchorman, dude.
Believe it or not, that's what I said.
It would probably be depending on the game I'm playing. Because if I was just playing something nonchalant, Anchorman. If I was playing the shooter, I'd be listening to Die Hard.
So if you had to choose, which one would it be? You had to pick one.
Yeah, pick one.
So
you could just listen to me laugh all day.
All three of you all picked Anchorman. So, I'm the only one who picked Interstellar, which, by the way, I recently learned that none of the three at this table have seen that movie.
I watched it the other day.
Does it have...
Yeah, he told us he was
when I texted you.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, I bought it.
Oh, I didn't know you watched. I don't know why you bought it. It's on Vudu.
Because it wasn't on.
Oh, am I not logged in over there?
No, I'm on my mom.
So
I bought it on Mom's.
Gotcha,
all right, but so
yeah, I figured you.
I said this, that my whole take on this, which I know you all have heard this, and I know they've heard on that. The thing about Anchorman is you can just passively listen to it and like glance over at it.
Yeah.
If you watch in game, you have to you're going to be enthralled.
Yeah,
So
well, and
right.
I picked Interstellar for the same philosophy. I've watched it so many times; it's great to have it in the background.
Yeah,
so,
like you want something that you don't have to pay that much attention to.
Yeah.
Now we're going to pick a meal. So you have Pizza Hut, Applebee's, Joella's, Sample, or White Castle.
Wayne, please make me proud.
It's White Castle, dude.
Yes.
It's that, and then the Chinese place.
Yeah,
but your overall answer is going to be
It's White Castle.
I would have went with White Castle because it's easier to eat while you're gaming.
So Austin is.
Give me a crave case right now.
Crave case, 60 chicken rings. I hold a record at White Castle where I ate. It was 2 crave cases and 60 chicken rings.
Because I'm not even joking. Like if you think about it, all the food he just named off, you have to sit there and bite on it. White Castle is the perfect size. You can shove it all in your mouth, just chew on it while you're sitting there gaming.
This is the one that I'm going to be really, 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 really curious about because I know what Wayne's answer is going to be, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I'm really curious about Scott's. So you're going to pick a drink. Mountain Dew, sweet tea, Diet Coke, beer, or Monster?
It's tea.
Sweet tea?
Over Mountain Dew?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I would have thought he picked Mountain Dew.
Tea runs through my blood.
I ain't gonna lie.
But again, you don't
Out
have
of
my
those
favorite
choices,
drinks
what would
on
be-
there. So.
If you had all of those in front of me, I'd probably take the sweet tea just because I like tea.
Yeah, it's.
I was
sweet tea.
curious
That's
because,
interesting.
Like if you give
you all don't
I know
this,
I always
but
drink
Scott
sodas.
lives off Pepsi.
Right, but if there's a choice
Which
between a
is
Pepsi in front of me
far
and tea,
worse than Coke.
Yeah, it's a flat.
It's a flat Coke.
Yeah, but if you gave me the choice between that, like a Pepsi and tea, I'd pick the tea because I love the taste of tea.
No. See, I picked Mountain Dew, but under the pretense of zero sugar Mountain Dew. And, because...
That Wayne surprised me. I kind of thought that he might pick... Like, I knew it was going to be between those two, but I thought he'd pick Mountain Dew because that's what he drinks, like...
All the time? Yeah.
Like
Yeah, like I got one now.
So...
But sweet tea it
dude, back in
runs
the day,
through my veins.
Dude,
It's
when
so
mom would
like inject me with it right now.
I'm not joking. Our mom would have to make she would make like gallons of sweet tea like every day. Like
really?
we would
Like
go through probably
the pitcher with the bag.
But I make it at home. And I go through a gallon a day.
Woo-wee. Goodness gracious.
Yeah,
And then I put almost
grabbed
3
this
cups of
'cause it's already
sugar in a
made. I
gallon.
don't have to make it.
That
so
makes sense.
I'm just being lazy.
Well, so Howie went with Oreos, 360, Anchorman, White Castle, and tea.
And just for the record, if it wasn't a multiple choice, it'd probably been something anime.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, like if
Well,
I
it had to
had
be
my
that day, if I
choices,
wasn't watching
and that's the thing. We wanted to give you the exact same list. That
Right?
we did.
No, I get it, but I'm just saying, if it wasn't multiple choice,
Well,
I would
like,
have picked something anime.
I just feel like to me like pizza is the like group
Oh, that's right.
food.
You went Pizza Hut. Yeah.
Group food, like pizza is the group food.
Oh,
hell,
yeah.
you could throw 60 White Castles on the table. And
Yeah,
everybody
but
grab
he-
one.
Yeah,
It's
but we
White
used to
Castle.
get Little Caesars. Like we would get. I distinctly remember how often there would be Little Caesars pizzas waiting on us when we got to
there was
Scott's
a Little Caesars close.
Yeah.
So it was easy to get. White Castle, if I could get crave cases up there, we would have had that.
Dude, I don't know.
I'd have been like, this is your half. This is my half.
Austin also don't like chili. So here we are.
No. I don't like chili that has beans in it. Wayne makes chili and it's really good.
Texas chili don't have beans.
Do you make it with beans or no?
Both.
You put noodles in? Like, what kind of noodles you put in your chili?
Who puts noodles in their chili?
That you have to put noodles in chili.
That's not really chili.
Okay, this isn't the argument we're going to get in, so let's keep going. We appreciate the loadouts. Let's get to the save point.
All right, yeah. I feel like I just started a whole other thing.
Where'd you put the noodles?
Yeah. All right, yeah.
He's eating spaghetti out here.
I was going to say.
Not spaghetti noodles like macaroni noodles. Anyway, let's jump into our save point. All right. Well, I don't think I got as much shit as I expected, but
The Will Ferrell one was where we knew there was going to be some.
yeah, as soon as that came up in the group chat a few weeks ago, we knew it was going to be a hot topic, and we wanted to discuss it. And talking about icons, yes, we did focus on gaming icons during our story mode, but we had to touch on it a little bit when we were talking about film. But yeah, I think y'all took it a little easier on me today than before.
Oh, can I sneak one more icon in? Just before we go?
It was about to get serious with the noodle talk.
Yeah, we're not going to talk chili. What icon are you wanting to sneak in?
My wife, the one I'm married to.
Really?
I love you, babe.
So, apparently I'm a very horrible friend.
And it will forever live on this podcast.
Yeah, so obviously this is now coming up in the save point. So yesterday I found out, apparently Howie got married at some point, and I had no idea.
He got married years ago.
Apparently it was like 4 years ago, and I had no idea. So either I'm just a horrible friend. I haven't validated. They've said this was discussed in the group chat and all that all those years ago. I have not validated this information. Therefore, I'm not going to say I'm a horrible friend. But if I find the messages where it was communicated, then I will acknowledge I'm a horrible friend. So
and for all the viewers, I'm saying this in the save point so he can save it in his memory.
Wayne, you knew that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but now let's get back on our save point.
yeah,
Again,
thank you all very much for participating and listening to us today. It was another quad episode.
next week, maybe 3.
Yeah, next week
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, next week is either going to be a try episode with Austin, myself, and Howie, but Wayne may join us. We'll see. Next week's episode is going to be a little more also game-centric. It's going to be Please Insert Disc 2, which anyone who's a gamer, especially from that era, knows we're going to be talking JRPGs, but not just JRPGs, just the idea of games being so epic and so huge that they needed 2 discs.
And we're going to even get into more than just the originals. Like, we're going to get into kind of the ones where 360 started doing stuff.
Yeah,
and
how it transitioned to kind of the new era. Yeah, and that's where I mentioned earlier that we were going to get into some of the recent gaming news. That'll be next week as well, as it relates to like God of War, Tomb Raider, things like that. But thank you again, as always. Like, follow, subscribe. Check everything out. If you haven't already, you can, again, of course, email us at themidnightreleasepod@gmail.com. Give us any feedback. Let us know what you want us to talk about next. Anything like that whatsoever. Also, don't forget we do have the Discord that's up now, so if you want to join there. And we did recently launch on Instagram, and we've got on YouTube with our 0.5 episodes dropping kind of occasionally. Howie, anything you want to add as we close out?
I love you, man.
Oh, I love you too. Thank you. Wayne, anything you want to add?
I mean, there's a lot I could add, but I won't.
Just forget about the chili. It's fine.
I'm more about Will Ferrell.
Yeah. So, but overall, again, I know I say this every week, but just thank you all for listening. We appreciate it. We are really, really enjoying doing this. Like,
it's been a great time.
It's been a great time.
I mean, we're about halfway through February. I mean, so many episodes behind us, so many more to come. And, as always, thank you all for being here to line up for those memories.
And some memories are worth lining up for.
Yeah, you corrected me on that one. And you didn't interrupt me. I very much appreciate that.
Yeah, that's okay. Sometimes you don't need to be interrupted. Sometimes you can just talk. Sometimes.